So I did Paris half marathon, and I'm honestly so impressed with myself and shocked because I didn't think I would be able to do it. Honestly, like until the day, I was so unsure of whether I would be able to pull through. I got an injury about 2 weeks before the race, and that stopped me from running at all for the 2 weeks previous to the race, which was really, really unfortunate. So I had no idea on the day whether I was going to even be able to run 1 kilometer, let alone 21.097 kilometers. But I did it, and I did it in a pretty good time as well. So considering the fact that I was injured, and this was my first half marathon ever, I did it in 2 hours, 14 minutes. My goal was to do it around about 2 hours, and obviously this meant it was a little bit slower than I had wanted, but the fact that I finished honestly was all that I could ask for, because I was really unsure about whether I was going to be able to pull through and do it. The race itself was really nice. I mean, the first 7 kilometers are easy. If you've been doing your training, then the first 7 kilometers are chill, and after that it became a bit more difficult, and around about 14 kilometers I was really, really, really feeling it. I was tired, my leg was hurting, like both my injured legs were just hurting, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. But I had to carry on, and then I got up to like 18 kilometers, and then I got like a second wind, and I think it's because I could kind of see the finish line at that point that I just got a second wind and I managed to finish. And I'm just so proud of myself that I managed to do it. And so I thought I would make this video because obviously I'm quite young. I'm 20 years old, and this is my very first half marathon, and I didn't really know anything about it before I jumped into this kind of with both feet in. So I thought I'd make this little video with like some kind of things that I wish I had known before doing it, and hopefully it can help somebody else out there. So the first thing, I mean, we might go into a bit of kind of TMI zones here, so is the human body. We're gonna deal with that. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was injury. I got injured 2 weeks before the race, and so I didn't know whether I was going to even be able to run, but I kind of pulled my right calf muscle and I could barely walk, and that was really stupid of me, and I should have I think it was due to a lack of training. Not a lack of training, but I didn't train as much as I could have done, and I feel like potentially that is what may have caused it, because I was doing very long, very fast runs, and I should have just slowed down a bit more. No, I should have had time to train those long and fast runs. So that's partly my own fault, but also you can't really plan an injury. And then I had injured my left knee about 2 years ago doing a triathlon. I fell off a cliff, and yeah, so it was just dumb. Like, I was already going into this with 2 injuries, so I knew that it wasn't going to be my best run. But there we go. If you've got injuries, you've just got to work with what you have, and make sure that in your head you're prepared to pull out as well during the race. And I knew that in my head. I knew there was going to be paramedics the whole way around. There was going to be Red Cross volunteers the whole way around the course, so I knew that if I needed to pull out, I could. And I had accepted that before I began, which was really important, I think, because I knew that I wasn't forcing myself to complete this if I couldn't. But I ended up doing it anyway. So yeah, injury, definitely just listen to your own body, because I saw some people kind of lying by the side of the road screaming because I don't know what they had done, but I feel like potentially they did not listen to their body. So women-wise, running with your boobs, if you're one of my big boob girls out there, this is something that I wish I'd known before, and I just, honestly, I don't even think I looked into it because I didn't even think about it, but it's something that you need to know, because when you run 21 kilometers, if you're running for 2 hours or more in a go, you get sweaty and your boobs will chafe. And I've got the best sports bra out there, or I thought. I use this Nike one, this one, which I have loved up until literally the race. And I didn't even notice whilst I was running, but like the underside of my boobs were, I think they had just been chafing against the material on the bra. And I've heard about this from other people, but I honestly didn't think about it for myself. You can even see kind of inside the bra where, I don't know if you can see that on the screen, but where it had been rubbing. And I didn't realize whilst we were running that was happening. It wasn't before I got home and had got in the shower and my whole boob area was burning. And then I looked and it was just red. And now it's like 2 days after, and it's like a scab, like a huge, like, on both sides, just like it's like someone like stabbed me in the boob, and it's like healing now, and it's just, there's blood and it's scabby and it's just not nice. And one thing that I've now found out is that a lot of people do put Vaseline on their boobs if they are a big boobed person. And I think I would really recommend you do that, because I don't want you to be in a situation that I'm in now where my boobs are covered in Sudocrem and I'm trying to not cry because it just is extremely painful. I knew that men get it if they're running a lot with the sweat, like the nipple chafe, but I honestly hadn't thought about it for myself. So that's something that I really want to stress, like, look after your boobs, because I'm in a lot of pain now. During the race as well, I knew this, but there weren't any toilets when I was running, and I don't think it's normal to have toilets around the course when you're running, but you also just have to be kind of very unashamed, because all the men that were running were going off to the sides of the course and peeing, and it's so much easier for men to do than for women to do. But I needed, around about the 10-kilometer mark, I needed to pee. I knew that it was going to affect the rest of my run if I didn't just pee, so I tied my jacket around my waist and then just went to the side and peed under a bridge in Paris, which is just so stupid, but it's just so weird. But I did that, and I feel like the women really need to pull themselves together. Feminism, go pee under a bridge, because all the men were doing it, and I feel like it would have affected my performance if I hadn't stopped then. So yeah, that's another thing, just go pee. Because I feel like you get nervous, and then you get nervous pees, and you've just, again, listen to your body, which is just the most important thing I can stress, because I'm not a professional at any means, but all I can say is what I've learned from this experience is to listen to your own body. Training wise, I didn't train as much as I should have, and I think I could have trained more and I would have got a better time and I would have done a better run, but I feel like it's important to put out there that it is possible to do without having trained as much as you would have liked to, because I really didn't feel like by the end of it that I had run 21 kilometers. I felt like it had been shorter. I feel like it helped a lot to have all the public and all the spectators cheering you on and shouting and clapping and music, and it really, really helped to have that kind of atmosphere, and that really pushed me along. And by the end of it, I really didn't feel like I'd done a half marathon. The next day I did, because my legs were killing me, but during the thing, I really do feel like it is possible to do. If you aren't a professional runner, or if you haven't done it before, you can do it. You just got to believe in yourself, Another thing that I wanted to kind of put out there is the running numbers that you get. This was mine, and you can see it's really kind of crinkled and bunched up, and making sure that your running number is in a place where it's not going to move and it's not going to annoy you is really important, because mine was just in a stupid place. I put it low down, kind of on my stomach, on the bottom part of my t-shirt, and it just ended up bunching up and just being really, really annoying. So that's another thing that I don't know if a lot of people think about before they go on the run, but just make sure that your number is in a place that is not going to annoy you, because it annoyed me. I wanted to say that the atmosphere when we were doing the run was so nice. Everybody was so kind and helpful, and people were patting you on the back if they were taking you over. Obviously, not ideal that someone is overtaking you, but people were patting you on the back and being like, oh, come on, and everyone was cheering, and that was so nice. I felt so happy and positive by the end of it, because I'd got so much positive feedback and everyone had been so nice to me during the race. So that's something that I would really highly recommend. I mean, it was just such a great energy and an atmosphere to be a part of. And then also, I just want to point out that the Paris semi-marathon, which is the name of it, is called Semi de Paris, is a really good one. I was worried about hills and about kind of a difficult terrain, but this is the best one that I've seen so far, I think. It was incredibly flat, which was so nice, because the hills were what had really worried me. It was very, very, very flat, quite secluded, you were kind of protected from the elements quite a bit. It was a very, very windy day, and we didn't really feel the wind, apart from when we were going over one bridge, across the Seine, in which you're completely exposed. But the course was really, really good. So I would really recommend this half marathon. And I just wanted to kind of put what I had learned out there, even though it's not a lot, but I feel like potentially it could help some people. I'm so sorry, I've got a sore throat. But yeah, I thought maybe I could help some people with what my experience had been. Don't forget to Vaseline up your boobs, and make sure you get enough training in there. I don't think I'm going to be doing a half marathon for a while now. I've kind of ticked that one off my box, so it's going to be some other things that are going to be taking up my time. But yeah, I would really, really, really recommend this one, and it was a really, really great atmosphere and energy and a great experience overall. So I hope that more people go out and do it. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope I've helped, and thank you to everybody who supported me through my training and through all my complaining and my injuries. I really couldn't have done it without the amazing support that I got from my friends and family. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.